Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Quantea. You can call me Q for short, whatever works for you. So in today's video, I will be talking about a topic that is very sensitive, not only to me, not only for me, but for my son, because he is the person who went through it. But he is too young to tell his story, so I'm gonna tell my point of view as his mama, what has happened to him. And hopefully this can help somebody out there, because I feel like I said in my first video ever, well, not my first video, it's actually my second video on my channel, but it's like my first video for this year. But like I said in that video, social media is very, very toxic. It can be very toxic because it glamorizes this fantasy life, when life has its ups and downs. There's always going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be storms. And I feel like Instagram doesn't show that. It doesn't show true reality and what people really go through. So here I am on YouTube, just giving my testimonies and showing you that life happens. Life is always going to happen. It happens. Things happen. Storms happen. But it's about getting through that storm. Because if we start teaching the next generation that things doesn't happen in life, if they go on Instagram and see that life is just this perfect thing, when those storms come in their life, they're not going to be able to conquer them. So here I am with my testimony. It's not only my testimony, it's my son's testimony. Maybe when he gets older, because I don't know how he feels, what he thinks, because if you guys do not know, my son is autistic. So he doesn't really express himself. He doesn't really know how to articulate himself as of yet, but eventually we're gonna get that breakthrough and he's gonna be able to express himself. He's gonna be able to talk. But as of right now, he can't tell his story. So here I am telling his story from a mama's point of view, how it made me feel. I know for him it was very painful. It was very traumatic. We still deal with it till this day. When I give him baths, sometimes he moves. He doesn't want me to touch his burn, where he was burned. And like we're still living through it. Actually, we're still living through it. But okay, so let's get straight into what happened. On December 13th of 2021, my son was burned severely. 3rd-degree burns all on his right side of his body. It was a very, very traumatic experience. Very, very traumatic. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but it was very traumatic. And as a mother, seeing your helpless little baby boy that you birthed literally be in so much physical pain, and almost to the fact that he could have lost his life. Yeah, he almost lost his life. You don't know how to feel as a parent. Those are things that will replay in your head over. It was just very devastating, I have to say, to see his little body going through so much physical pain, and that I could not do anything about it as a mother. I could not take that physical pain from him. I really internalized that. I internalized that to the fullest. I felt like I was failing as a mother. In that moment, I felt like I did not protect him. I wasn't the best person. I was in a really dark space. And he had to spend 3 weeks in the hospital behind it, due to the fact that it was so severe. He had to stay in there for 3 weeks, and he was in the hospital on Christmas. So I was very emotional because I was looking at social media and I seen everybody with matching pajamas on with their families and stuff, and everybody had their families around, and I didn't have the very person that I birthed with me in that moment. And I don't even celebrate Christmas, but it was still a very emotional time to be in. And so it is 12 in the morning, and I'm here with the just got finished breastfeeding this This one right here is in literal pain because he just got out of the hospital 2 days ago from having third-degree burns on his chest, third-degree burns on his foot, I think second-degree burns on his arms. So his arms are pretty much healed. Only thing that needs to be healed, that's still healing is his chest and his foot. And right now he's in literal pain. So I was just here, patting his chest because it itched and it's also bleeding. So he's in pain, but it's also itching at the same time. So I was literally just patting it for him. Yeah. So this is pretty much my life right now. So it's hard, but I know that God is gonna get me through this. So I'm not even gonna stress about it. I'm just gonna have to do what I gotta do, even though it's hard. But yeah, so I pretty much have to change him twice a day. I have to literally do a whole lot, um, because we don't want his wound to get infected. And yeah, so this is inside of my life right now. This is like, okay, he's moving because he's in so much pain. Okay, Jace, leave it alone, Papa. Come here, come here. Yeah, he's in literal pain. I'm trying to do whatever I can to soothe him, but I don't have any baby towels or anything like that. I gotta find some holidays and baby towels, so it can kind of help soothe him. But we had to be changing it without any medication or whatever. He's so strong, but he's so strong. He talks himself through it, but right now he's just trying to pick at it. Look, it's itchy. Come on, I got you. Come on, come on. So I literally have to pat it because it's itchy. And this is the only way he'll sleep. All right, Papa. Okay. This one right here is. Okay, so as you guys can see, he's in pain. So I'm gonna end this video right here, this clip right here, and I'll be back. Honestly, still to this day, I still think about it and what I could have done to change the scenario, to change the situation. I couldn't though. It already happened, and the fact that he has to live with those burns on his body forever, and he doesn't even understand what happened to him. Really, he don't really understand it because he's autistic. But it's gonna come a time where he's gonna get older and he's gonna have questions on why his chest looks different from everybody else's, and it just makes me sad as a parent, because how do you explain that to a child, that you were burned at the age of 2 years old? How do you explain that? How do you give an explanation? And these are the things that I battle with and I internalize with every single day, simply because it's like, what can you do? What do you say? How do you answer this? And I just want to share this testimony because God has brought me out of a lot. He is healing me. I'm still healing from a lot of things that I've been through, but this traumatic experience, I think, might take time. I might be still healing, because I don't think healing happens overnight. You can't just pray and you're going to be healed. It's an ongoing journey. It's a mind thing. It's a mental capacity thing that you have to do every single day in order to heal. And I'm human. I do think about it every single day. The fact that he was burned, and The fact that his chest will never be the same. If we go to the beach and he takes his shirt off, he's gonna be different from everybody else. And the kids, they might look at his chest and like, what happened to him? And it's just a whole lot of things that run through your head as a parent, and the way you want to protect your kid. And you can't protect them in every situation. When he gets older and I just pray that he meets that woman that loves him, which he will. He will meet that woman that loves him and accept him for who he is. But you know, it's just going to be something that he probably will battle with later on in his life, due to the fact that his body is just a little bit different from everybody else's. The fact that he doesn't have a nipple on his right side. How do you deal with that as a mother? How do you deal with that? How do you help your kid get past that? These are the questions that I have. But like I was saying, let's get into what happened. So on December 13, 2021, my son pulled the pot off of the stove. Like I was saying earlier, he's autistic, so he doesn't understand the sense of danger. And he ended up pulling the pot off the stove because of the eggs inside of the pot. He has this fixation on eggs. He loves Humpty Dumpty. He's just a Humpty Dumpty fan. And he likes to play with eggs. He goes in the refrigerator, he takes out the eggs, he plays with the eggs, he cracks the eggs if you don't catch him in time. So in this moment, he wanted to save Humpty Dumpty, I guess. And he took that pot off the stove and it hit his chest, burned him severely. And in that moment, I didn't jump fully into mother mode. I kind of sort of just reacted in a way that I shouldn't have reacted. And these are the things that replays in my mind, because it's like, why did I not think to take his shirt off right away? Why did I scream at him in that moment? Why did I not jump into mother mode? These are the things that I think about on a daily basis, and I have to deal with when I go to sleep at night. But I didn't jump into mother mode right away. I didn't take that shirt off of him right away. He ran around the house and screamed until my mother can catch him, and she ended up taking the shirt off of him. And when we took that shirt off of him, it was to the white meat. I can vividly picture how his chest looked when we took that shirt off of him. And when the ambulance came to take him, they told me that they had to take him to the hospital. I was just so naive and so oblivious that it was very, very, very serious. And I made a sacrifice. I had to choose between the two because I just had my daughter literally a month ago. So she was still a fresh newborn, and I didn't trust to leave her with anybody. And plus I was breastfeeding. I was still building up my milk supply, and I chose to stay with my daughter at home. And my mom ended up staying in the hospital with him for about a week, and then his father ended up coming for the other remaining weeks. And that is something that I battle with too, because the simple fact that I had to choose between the two. I had to choose my newborn or go into the hospital and be with my son. And because of that, I feel like it kind of affected him that I wasn't there for him, and he kind of gravitated towards my mother more. He loves my mother to death. He'll choose my mother over me any day. And this is like, you know, hard for me to say and hard for me to actually digest, because you get jealous when your kids choose their grandmothers over you. And in that moment, he loved his grandmother to death. She was right by his side, and to the point where he didn't mess with me. He did not mess with me, y'all. He wanted my mother over me, and it made me very emotional. It made me very sad, because it's like, dang, my own child don't even want to be with me. Due to the fact that I wasn't there for him while he was in the hospital. And I know that was the reason why, because my mother was right by his side. That's who he saw when those doctors would come into the room and change his goals, and they had to pin him down. 7 to 8 doctors would have to pin him down. And I wasn't there for it. And I'm kind of in a way happy that I wasn't, because I don't think that I would have been able to process or deal with it. So God made it happen the way it did happen for a reason. And I know that I must stop beating myself up about it, but it was just very, very, very sad. Very, very sad thing. Very, very sad. Very, very sad moment. Very traumatic, very emotional, very dark time. Only person I can call on was God. I had to pray. I had to pray for strength. I had to pray to get through this and to get strength to deal with it, because when he came home, I had to be a nurse. I had to change his goals, and I had to be the bad guy in that moment, because I had to put force on him in order to change him. And you know, I look back and I'm just like, I'm happy that we made it through. I'm happy that we made it through that, because that was not easy for me to do as a mother. I didn't have that much help, really. When it comes to changing him, I had to do all by myself, and plus take care of a newborn. And I'm just happy that he's alive and he's well, and that he's able to see another day. And I'm able to see another day, to see him grow and get older. And sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, I fall short. I'm still learning how to be patient. I'm a work in progress, I would have to say. Definitely a work in progress as a parent. I would not say that I'm the best parent, a good mom. That I wouldn't even give myself that title. I'm a work in progress mom, and every day is a work in progress with me. I'm still unlearning a lot of things that I was taught, doing new things, godly things, and yeah, so that is the end of the story. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet, and just give a little short testimony on what has happened in my life and my son's life, and letting you guys in on my personal life and what I have been through. And I hope that this video may help somebody out there that is going through something similar, or just going through a storm in their life. I just want you to understand that we must trust God at all times. Trust him, put your full trust in him, pray to him, seek him, even when things are going bad, even when things are not what it seems it's supposed to be like, not what it's supposed to be, or where you feel like you need to be. Trust him. I feel like that built me up. That what Jace went through, I feel like it built a warrior spirit inside of me to pray even harder, to fast, to draw near to God, because I really needed him during that time, because I did not know how to handle that. If I didn't have God, I don't think I would probably even be here. I probably would have off myself. Let's be completely honest. But God was there with me, and he taught me how to be stronger. My character was built, strength was built inside of me, and I'm just grateful that the situation happened the way it happened, and that it wasn't worse, because it could have been worse. It could have been worse than that. So I just want to end this video of here saying I love you guys, and to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you like this little testimonial video. I hope that this can help you guys to just trust God, because that is the main overall thing that we must do. Trust God wholeheartedly. Like I will always say in every video, trust God wholeheartedly, love God, and put him first in your life. And even when those storms come, do not let those storms overtake you. Put that umbrella up and keep walking. Keep having faith, and keep your strength.